when did you believe, like truly believe,
Hmm.
that you were going to be a professional tennis player who makes it, I guess. And obviously, well, this is early in your career still.
Yeah.
You've got a lot that you're going to go on and do. I have no doubt. But at what point, at what age did you believe that you could and almost would, and how strong were your doubts on that growing up?
Yeah, they were huge. I mean, I was never a person that was very kind of arrogant, that had a lot of kind of self-belief that I could do it, but I had a lot of people around me who were telling me that I was a good tennis player, and I always kind of had those voices in the back of my head, and I actually only think it was recently, maybe even a couple years ago in my senior year of college that I started to notice like big improvements in my tennis and big improvements in my mindset. And that was when I was like, hey, like I think that I have the ability to do something special. And when I won my first futures last year in Edgbaston, and I won it fairly comfortably, and I think and then I went on to play a very good season in college, and we won a national title. And I think all of those experiences and everything that I've experienced in my college career specifically, I think has set me up to play on the tour and to do well. Obviously, I didn't think I would do as well as quickly, but I think leaving college, I was in a very good place mentally to hit the ground running, and I definitely believed that I could do something on the tour for sure.
And if I take you to your junior career,
Hmm.
it's that number 27 again. That was your highest ranking.
Yeah, I think so.
You got
Yeah. Yeah.
that's it's my lucky number. My birthday,
Oh, really?
27. So
Oh,
20
nice.
27 thinks that always sticks out to me.
Yeah.
27 was your highest junior ranking. But the thing that sticks out for me, and if I just stay along the same path of this belief, it's like you had a win over a certain Carlos Alcaraz
Yeah.
in the final, I believe, of a grade two, maybe
In
in
Spain, yeah,
Spain,
grade two in Spain. Yeah.
7-6 in the third set.
Yeah. Yeah.
You also had a win over a certain Jannick Sinner.
Yeah.
Um, when you see those guys go on to do what they've done, I guess that's can go two ways, right? It can either I think most of us in the tennis world who have played to a decent level have got our wins that we kind of
Hmm.
share with people around the pub. You know,
Yeah.
I've got a few, but
Yeah.
they happen to be like a 13-year-old Leighton Hewitt, or
Uh-huh.
they
Yeah.
happen to be a 16, 17-year-old Andy Murray on a doubles court, not on a singles court.
Yeah.
When you're beating these sort of players in finals of high grade junior events, they're a bit more legit than that kind of under 13 win, you know.
Yeah.
So when you see them do well, is that something that installs belief in you because you're like, well, I know that I can hang with these guys? It can have the alternative effect of like, bloody hell, what's happened to me?
Yeah.
Look at them. Like, which way has that gone? And give us a little insight into playing a younger Carlos Alcaraz and younger Yannick Sinner as well, because I know
Well,
people would love to hear that.
yeah, I mean, I think firstly I'll talk about the Alcaraz match, and I think he was obviously still a couple years younger than me. So when I played him, I was maybe 17, and he was probably only 15. And it was very clear that the guy was going to be special. I won 7-6 in the third, 14-12. And I think actually the match is on YouTube. The quality's terrible, but it was a very good match. And
The quality of the match or the quality of the video?
the quality of the video,
Okay.
sorry. The match was pretty good, I thought. For
Yeah.
for a junior event, I thought it was very good level. And he honestly plays the same way, just now obviously he hits the ball bigger, he makes less mistakes, but he was still trying to do the same stuff. So even when I'm watching him now, I still like remember kind of some things, same technique, everything. And Ferreira was watching him. He was a 15-year-old kid showing up with five people to a junior event, and I was like, "Who's this kid? Like, this guy's gonna be obviously this guy's gonna be doing something on the tour very special very soon." And obviously, yeah, it's cool to say that I could beat him, but I think, um, yeah, and obviously, I think I don't think like, oh, like because I beat him then that now I can beat him. Obviously, that would be like naive, I think, a little bit to think that, but Um, it gives me motivation for sure because I mean I see the way like how quickly Alcaraz improved. Um, and I don't see why I couldn't do the same thing, but it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. He's on a different path. I'm on a different path, and hopefully at the end of the path we meet. Obviously, I have to do some very good things for that to happen. But no, yeah, he was a very special player. And in terms of Sinner, it was a bit different because at that time, I think if I spoke to my coach who was with me at the time, I don't think they would ever say that he would be anywhere close to what he is doing now because he was making so many mistakes. Like he was a skinny kid. Like I didn't even think. I mean, the way that he was playing was impressive because he was not leaving the baseline and he was just timing the ball and he was trying to hit the ball as hard as he could. And I kind of like felt that if he just kind of thought about it and maybe took a step back and started controlling the ball a little bit, then he could
Which he
be,
now does.
which he now does. It's funny that, isn't it? He obviously had someone good in his life that was telling him the right things, and obviously the way he plays now is very similar. Just he reins it in a little bit and knows when to take the ball early and when to hit the ball hard. So it's really funny seeing kind of a guy that I'm like, okay, I know he's going to be a very good tennis player, and playing a guy who I was like, I'm not sure how he's going to do, and both of them have again had different paths, and both are the best in the world by a pretty long shot, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Jannick Sinner, and forgive me if you've heard me saying this before on the podcast because I we have discussed this a few times, but Jannick Sinner, I believe, was 150 at his highest junior ranking.
Hmm.
Yet he played juniors. It wasn't
Yeah,
like he played it properly. Like I had a
yeah,
couple of kids from the academy that had beat him in the juniors, and it's very abnormal. I think it's something like the number ones in the world over the last however many years have always either been a junior Grand Slam winner or they've been kind of that ilk. Obviously, Rafa didn't really play juniors, or Alcaraz didn't play so much juniors either. But like, he genuinely was on the ITF junior circuit,
yeah.
and the one for me with Sinner, I was in Tunisia, and this was I still am mind blown by this. And he played Luke Johnson in the first round. I was with Evan Hoyt, and I was scouting, and Luke Johnson was 5-2 up in the third, and Sinner came back and won 5 in the third. So then Evan played him in the second round, and I've still got my scouting notes, and
Yeah.
it was like, no, we just get at his forehand. Evan was a player that came forward. He's got a lovely backhand, his head, but we just don't give him too many opportunities there. We serve a lot of forehand body, come forward on the forehand. The forehand's erratic. There's lots of errors. And I remember Evan beating him like 3-4. And it was a match I didn't even think of. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't watching that match going, oh, this kid's great.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, he won his first challenger and he finished that year 70 in the world. So, like, it happened in like literally a 2 or 3 week period. Like he went from that Tunisian tournament literally to, I believe he was playing main draw and winning a round in Rome 3 months later. And it was like,
It's
whoa,
amazing. Yeah.
it was just, we don't really see that in our sport, right?